if we get back to that 3% range,
Right.
do we have the inventory?
Nope. It's gonna push prices up
Because
even more.
everybody wants to get back. Oh,
Right. They're like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for. Like, yo, this is actually a dope time to buy because it ain't that much competition. You can get closing costs out.
They bought the house we were in 1976.
I'm sorry.
And then they bought.
Oh,
sound like Bill Cosby.
I tell you something else with the bowl and the jello pudding. Oh. Welcome to the Real Estate Wire, folks. My name is Dan, the realtor. Which way should I be looking?
I don't know.
Oh, good luck.
Matter of fact, look this way.
Cheers, brother.
Oh, my brother-in-law was like, you need to have that in your arsenal. So I was like, all right.
Oh, your brother-in-law recommended that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to the
Real Estate Wire. Dan, the realtor.
Oh yeah, you gotta introduce yourself, right?
Mortgage Coach Marcus. You know who it is. You know what it is.
Yeah, brother. I'm about to like this underground podcast number. Well, this will be like the pilot. This will be the pilot.
Like on Cosby Show when Sandra wasn't there, but then like after 2 or 3 episodes, she just popped up.
And then they had remember when Family Matters?
Yeah.
Remember they had Judy, and then all of a sudden Judy went away. Or was it Julie?
Judy? No, I didn't name the little sister.
Yeah, the sister.
Yeah, Judy was.
She was just gone. I was like, all right, we're just not gonna have her no more. And you know what she ended up doing?
Then the baby popped up, right?
Little Richie.
Yeah. She ended up doing. Yeah. We don't need to talk on that. I think she went to another line of work.
She went into another profession.
Yeah.
As
she went selling them houses. But
nah, she wasn't in real estate. She was in sales though.
Yeah.
For sure, she was in sales.
Yeah, I heard about it.
So let's get to real estate news. Let's get to the 3 headlines. First headline, obviously, most people know mortgage rates dipped. Actually, mortgage rates dipped below 7%. You seen that? On Urban Turf.
In what country?
In America.
Not in this one.
Yeah, it said they had 6.95 as of November 2nd.
Nah, the overnight averages were like, even as of yesterday, were like 7.3. They pretty much, well, it's like 7%, 6.95 is still 7%, right?
Okay.
But,
let's say long-term rates dropped back down on Thursday after rising above 7% last week. Freddie Mac reported a 6.95 average with a 0.8 on a 30-year. This is down 13 basis points from last year. So what are they talking about? What have you seen?
So on the street, your real mortgage rates are right at 7% across the board. I mean, and to be honest with you, it's whether you got good credit. Now, of course, if you got credit that needs some work, then your rate's gonna be higher, or the fees that you have to pay to get the loan gonna be higher.
Right.
But if your average credit score is 640, 660, 680, 700, and you don't need a higher score to be able to get a mortgage. I actually just posted about that the other day. But let's say your credit score is in that mid 600s, you're still sitting at 7% no matter what on a 30-year fixed.
Right.
But 7% interest rates. I actually been speaking this over the last couple of weeks. When your rates are in that 6 to 7% range, that helps for a more responsible home purchase. And,
right.
And here's why I say it, because at 2 and 3% that we saw during the pandemic and even post-pandemic, as the rates begin to increase, someone that is a first-time buyer or maybe a repeat buyer, a rate of 2 and 3%, like that might have you buying a $600,000 or $700,000 home.
Sure, of course.
Which is the square footage on it and all the amenities and utilities or whatever. That might be more than what
electric,
you really
gas.
It's more than what you really are prepared for, right?
Right. The taxes.
Yeah. So because the higher the property, the higher the taxes, and people you got to pay it. So if you bring the rates up, then your housing prices, or the price that the buyer is actually looking at, it changed your price point by minimum of 50,000, but on average probably about 125. You know, about 150. So,
so what do buyers? Because I did a post last week where I think it's actually pretty dope to buy in a high interest rate market. One, because it's not a lot of competition out there. I mean, I got property sitting on the market now 15, 20, 30 days. 2 years ago, the joints would have been gone in a weekend.
Really?
And I did a post the other day. I'm like, yo, this is actually a dope time to buy because it ain't that much competition. You can get closing costs help. You can get home inspection. You actually can get home inspections now. Remember home inspections? Everything was as is. The last 2 years, everything was as is. Now it's like, psh. So I was like, yo, I think it's actually a good time to buy a second. If you get in at a 7% when nobody else was trying to get in, they already said we know rates is going to go down.
Yeah.
So if you buy at 7, then you refi at when it goes down. It's probably just going to go down. What do you think it'll go down to? Like 3, 4?
I don't think we're going back down. It'll probably hang in that 5% range.
So we're not going to see 3s no more. Probably.
No. That was such an anomaly.
But on FHA though,
FHA rates tend to be about half a point cheaper than between 0.5% to 0.625% cheaper than conventional. But you have to have a better credit profile in order to be able to qualify for conventional in most situations. So I don't see us going back to this 3 and 4%. There's no way that we can do that because here's the reality. If we get back to that 3% range,
right?
Do we have the inventory?
Nope. It's going to push prices up even more.
Everybody wants to get back.
Right. They're like, oh, this is what we've been waiting for.
So we get back
and so that's another.
Home inspections go away.
Home inspections go away. Multiple bid situations come back.
Bro. And
I'm like, look, if you're waiting for interest rates to go down, because these are the waiters, right? They've been waiting for prices to come down, and then when the prices start coming, then the interest rates go up. So they've been waiting. So realistically, you got people that's been waiting for 3 years to buy, and there's other people that's been taking action this whole time and been buying, and they win every single time.
Being in the business, you bought your home. Let's make it a little bit personal, right? You bought your home in what year?
2020. Well, my building I bought in 2020. My personal residence I bought in 2020 as well, actually.
How many houses did you see before this is the one that you knew?
See, I'm different, bro. You talk about in my lifetime? You have to think about it.
No, I'm just saying like this house, because we're talking about like.
But what I'm saying is, I've seen probably close to maybe 3,000 or 4,000 houses in my lifetime. Yeah. Okay. So when I saw my house,
you knew what to look for.
I knew. I was like, oh, this is dope. All right, cool. Let's put an offer in on it. So it didn't really take me long at all. We walked in. The only thing I was nervous about was if my wife was going to like it. Because I loved it, so I had to play it cool. I was like, oh, it's all right. And then I was looking at back at her like, oh shit, she like it. And I was like, okay, I still play it cool. And I called my lender at the time, and sorry, it wasn't you. I hadn't met you.
It's all good. I'm here now, bro.
My bad. Right. But then he was like, yeah, I think you can do it. Da, da, da. And then that was the end of that. So it didn't take me long because I already knew I'm in the business. So I understand somebody who not in the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The reason why I asked is because, like, I know you do see a ton of houses, right? Whether you're actually putting your feet in the home, unlocking the door, showing someone, or you're previewing a home, or you're just looking online. You're looking at houses all the time. And if you're just driving, your eyes are tuned to what you see, how many signs are in neighborhoods or along the roads or whatever. I'm the same way. Like when we were in Lancaster, Pennsylvania this past weekend, sitting in Starbucks, and I was sitting there talking to my wife, and she's drinking her coffee, and we're just chilling. And it's 8-something in the morning, I think, 9 in the morning. And this dude sitting in the corner says something. I hear him say 20% down payment. My ears perk up.
Sure.
Right? Anytime I hear people talking about percentages, and like I don't care how far they away in the room they are from me. Like I'm trying to use that supersonic hearing to figure out, or I position myself. Like, what y'all talking? Because
what you talking about?
Right. I pushed up on him and just said, asked him what he was doing and if he's in the business and all that. So we had a conversation. But the point that I'm making is that you see a lot of houses, so you can make a faster decision than the average home buyer. For me, when I bought my first condo in '99, excuse me, I think I saw like 4 or 5 homes, and I was only looking for like a 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom would have been the maximum, but I ended up buying a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and it was like I think 800 or 900 square feet. For
oh wow, condo. Okay. Where was it at?
In Manassas, in Virginia. Virginia. I bought it for $54,000.
In Manassas.
Pause. But I flipped it for over $200,000, in 2005.
Okay.
So, and I'd already gotten into the business by then, but I put that money into a townhouse. Mm-hmm. And then the townhouse that I bought, I saw it one time and I knew that was the one. So I think it circles all the way back to the front. Like, we want to always position our buyers and any of our clients to be able to be well positioned so that when they see what they've been looking for, what they've been dreaming about, or see what everybody else have, or HGTV or whatever, when they have the opportunity to grasp it, they can do it right away. So that means they got to take action prior to that day. So make sure your income is straight, make sure your assets are together, and make sure that your credit is in line. And there's always work that can be done, outside of that. But
I think you're right.
The more prepared you are, the better you are able to win.
Right. So let's get to the next headline. 25,000 residences and counting. DC is saying that they're 70% of the way towards meeting their 2025 housing production goals.
What does that mean?
Basically, so what they're saying, they have a goal of available housing that they want. So let's keep reading. DC is 70% of the way towards meeting Muriel Bowser's goal of producing 36,000 new housing units by 2025. Approximately 25,000 units have been delivered between 2019 and September 2020. Per the latest available data for the WMAR, the planning and the DMEP, basically, the planning and economic development. This represents 69% of the total. So, I mean, I don't know, anytime you drive downtown, all you see is cranes everywhere. I think I heard, y'all can fact check me, that in DC, we have like we're building faster than a lot of the other cities as far as like new construction, new development. And I mean, DC and DC is one of the hottest areas, and rarely do we even feel the effects of recessions in this real estate market.
Right.
Because we're in a sub-market here where I'm in Montgomery County. Where you in Waldorf? Where you at?
I'm in Fauquier County.
Susan?
No, I'm in Virginia. I'm a Virginia boy.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're in the country.
540, stand up.
My fault, girl. My fault. But yeah, we're in the sub-markets. So when people came to do DC, they come to Moco or PG. Yeah. Maybe they might hit the road and go to Fauquier or Manassas or...
Say it right.
How you say it? Fauquier?
Fauquier.
That was a never-ending story reference for y'all at home. Fauquier. But yeah, so because we have schools or colleges, we have the federal government, we have sports teams, even though they suck. Oh, wait, what's that on your hat? Even though they stink, right?
We can touch on that in a second.
They stink. I'm just telling you, they do. But we have that drives housing.
Apple, Amazon, Google, like AOL was out here for a little bit. I mean, you have Lockheed Martin. You know what I'm saying? You have these. Those are government contractors, but I mean, we do have a large private sector. The area median income is high around here, but so is and of course so is housing. But we don't, to your point, we don't feel the drop off as much as some other places. Right.
And I mean, that's one thing that really saved a lot of people in this area in 2008 was, because we have such a stable, and it's different in different parts of, you're talking about like Pennsylvania, Utah, like those areas don't really have as much of a stable, even like Miami sometimes goes up and down, you know what I mean? I mean, the condo market coming back though, man, they kind of hit a little bit of a slump
Yeah.
But they because everybody was scared of COVID and all that. But it seemed like it's bouncing back now.
Yeah.
And I mean, I honestly thought that we was gonna have a dip, like a huge. I thought we was gonna have like them bitches was just gonna be closed down. Like you're just gonna see empty buildings like in China where they cities that's just vacant. But it didn't actually. It bounced back pretty quick, man.
No, I think people want nice housing. I think at the end of the day, most of the people that we interact with, they want to end up with nice housing, right?
Mm-hmm.
If for no other reason that they feel this sense, I think, of maybe competition or increased desire from what they see on TV or what they drive past all the time.
Right.
Even if you live in a lower income area, and let's say you're, a late teen, early 20s, mid 20s, or whatever, and you live in a lower income area, you're still watching TV, you're still engaged in things, and you see, your favorite celebrities or whoever doing things like, and they pull up in whatever they pull up in, and they put the key in to the nice place. You kind of, it sparks a dream a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think from what you and I do is so important because, like, you could achieve success and greatness at whatever level you're supposed to.
Right.
So the responsible realtor, responsible lender is going to help you stay within your means to take these incremental steps towards getting to where you have achieved that thing called success. And success means different things to different people.
For everybody. I was talking to a client today, and we were having a conversation where it's like his property's overpriced, right? And I go, hey, look, did you hire me to tell you what you want to hear? Or you hired me to help you sell your property?
Yeah.
Because I can sit here all day and tell you what you want to hear. Yeah. And he goes, well, there's the market value, and then he said there's a market value, and then there's what I want. And I was like, yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
But we have to listen to what the buyers are saying your property is worth.
Yeah.
So it's two things. Either you have a bunch of showings and no offers, or you have no showings and maybe one or two offers. So if you have a bunch of showings and no offers, that means the price is too high. That's it. It means the buyers went there and looked at it and they said, we're not going to pay for it. It's not like I'm getting butts in the seats. Butts is coming in the seats, but they're looking at it and they're going, nah, the price. So, or it's just, we are seeing a slowdown in the market as far as showings, but we're not seeing a slowdown as far as home sales. In other words, people are still buying and selling, just not as many buyers are out looking around. And so I was like, look, long story short, you price too high. Well, I think it's worth this. Well, okay, show me something that has sold for the price that you think we should sell it for.
It's personal attachment is inflating the value.
Bingo. It's personal. And I was like, look, well, maybe you need to lay out for another 5 years or 3 or 4 years and see where the market goes, because this may not be the market where you can get that. 2 years ago, of course, 2 years ago, you could have sold it for $1 million. You could sell a shoebox. Don't matter. People gonna be lined up at the door. But this is a different market. And so, having to catch people up to the realities of the market is kind of our job as professionals.
What's so funny about that is, like, technology has moved so fast and we have access to so much information, but yet our digestion of it is like, it's so slow.
Digestion, that's a good word.
Right? Because I don't know why people are still surprised about the rates not being 3% anymore.
Right. I was reading an article and they were talking about how most buyers, or was it a meme or something I saw on the internet? Most buyers think it's 2008 and most sellers think it's 2021. And it's like, nah, yo, you ain't going to put your property on the market and then it's going to go. But speaking of technology, that actually leads to our third headline, which is this is on Realtor.com, what is an iBuyer? A guide to buying, the pros and cons and the cost. In a nutshell, iBuying. So iBuying is like I'll explain it to you. iBuying is a relatively new and different way to buy and sell houses. The business has been in the news lately. It's not really much here on the East Coast, but I know it's big in like the mid and the West Coast. It's a relatively new way to sell houses of lately. If you're a home seller who wants to sell your house fast and with minimal fuss, selling to an iBuyer is certainly one option to consider. So, funny enough, I had a client who just the other day was doing a for sale by owner, and he was doing this limited service company. And so I said to him, like, hey, I don't really know much about limited service. Explain it to me. So basically, they put his property on the market and charge him a flat fee. I said, okay, we're listing the property for $425. Spoiler alert, we're going to put the property on the market. He's going to list with me. But I said, how much you going to put the property on the market for? It's $425. How much are they going to charge you? $4,000. Okay, so they're going to charge you 1%. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what he said. He said, yeah, they're going to charge me, I guess, 1%. Yeah, that's the math, right? I didn't graduate college, but I know that 1% is $4,000.
PG County did pretty good with that.
Yeah, PG County. Right, 4,000. Okay.
42.50, but we ain't gonna
$50. Okay, right. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that. See, that's why you're a lender. So I said, okay, you got 1%. Now, you got to pay a buyer's agent who's going to bring you the property because this limited service, he said, well, they just put the property on MLS, which is all you real estate agents do anyway. I said, yeah, okay, all right. So you're going to pay a buyer's agent how much you going to pay a buyer's agent? He said, I'm going to pay him 3%. I said, okay. So you're going to pay a buyer's agent 3% because you're not going to sell your property unless you pay the buyer's agent. Nobody's going to do it for free. Do you go to work for free? No, of course not. So the buyer's agent they're going to make money too. So I said, how much are you going to pay him? He said 3%. I said, okay. So you're going to send this limited service 1% plus whatever transactional fees they have. You're going to pay the buyer's agent 3%. So you're at 4% right now, right? 3 plus 1, 4, right? He goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. So let me ask you a question. How familiar are you with the Maryland regional contract? He goes, I don't know. I'm just going to give them a contract. Well, they're going to bring you a contract. The buyer is going to bring you the contract,
right? The
Maryland regional contract. And it's going to have all these addendums. It's like a 70-page document, all these different documents. How familiar are you with that? Oh, not familiar at all? Okay. So what happens, does the limited service, do they explain, like what do they do in the event, let's say, for example, they have a home sale contingency. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, what's a home sale contingency? Okay, so you don't know what a home sale contingency is. He's like, no, okay. Well, do they explain? He's like, no, they don't really do anything. They just basically act as what they call a fiduciary. I said, okay, so what if they need a rent back? Like, what if, well, not a rent back, but what if they need what if their earnest money deposit doesn't show up? What do you do? Well, so I'm like, well, does this limited service company, are they fighting on your behalf? No, they're not licensed. Oh, they're not licensed? So they can't really negotiate or broker on your behalf. Mm. He goes, yeah, not really. I'm like, so you kind of getting what you pay for. You got a 1% fee for basically somebody just throw it online for you, but then you got to do everything else yourself, and you've never done it before. You've never. I sell 15 to 20 houses a year for the past 10 years, and this is your first time doing it, and you're just like, I was just like, wow,
that's tough. So your breakdown of that is great, number one, because you basically ask a few questions within a matter of 3 minutes, 4 minutes, that makes the light bulb go off.
Yeah.
That this gentleman or whoever it may be is thinking about selling their property at a price that doesn't even match up with the market, number one. And then when you get beyond that, let's say you do put it on the market, that everything that comes along with a live listing,
right?
He has nothing. He has no idea what he's doing.
And I think that's kind of like, it's the difference. The way I explain it is like, look, taxes. Let's take any other profession. Let's take WebMD. Let's take doctors. You can look on WebMD and figure out what's wrong with you. But you're not going to sit there and perform surgery yourself, right?
We're legit like back in the seller's market. Buyer's market.
Well, we're still in the seller's market because it's about the months of inventory. We're still below
from that perspective,
6 months of inventory.
But so we're in the seller's market. But what's happening is, a year ago you had prices, homes that were being listed, bidding wars, 30 people coming in.
Right.
You're getting every contingency waived and price that's $50,000 over what it was listed for, something like that, right? Now, we're still in the seller's market, but now you're getting property sitting on the market longer. Mm-hmm. You're seeing price reductions all over the place, and so that $425 actually gets sold for $400 or $410.
Right. Now the price reductions is interesting because houses that are priced appropriately are still selling.
Okay.
But it goes back to what we were saying earlier, where buyers, a lot of the homeowners are still in 2021.
Yeah.
So they're coming out like the property I got on the market now, where he's like, I want to sell it here. But ain't nobody buying it there because we've been on the market and we've had showings and nobody's buying it. So now it's a price reduction. So a lot of the price reduction, again, remember, a lot of this stuff is headline driven. People go, oh, there's a bunch of price reductions. Yeah, because I guarantee most of us agents who are in the business, who are touching it every day, we're probably telling them, like, nah, that price not going to fly.
Yeah.
Here's where it needs to be. Where 2 years ago, the past 2 years, all right, you want to sell it there? Sure, let's go. And it's going to go.
But they would say, this is where that 425 is cool. We'll put it here. We know because of the market, it's going to top out at 425 or 450.
Sure, right.
And I'm seeing from a lending perspective, when I get contracts coming over, the price is what it is, but I'm getting seller concessions. I'm seeing 2 and 3%, back from the seller towards closing costs.
And that's good.
It is.
It's good for the market to have a more balanced market because it's not sustainable to have 17 offers on just last year, I'm putting a property on the market over in Prince George County. We had 17 offers. Then the deal fell through. Put it back on the market. We have 14 offers. It's unsustainable. It's not a healthy market. Now we're actually in a healthy market and people are kind of getting used to it. Like, oh crap, this is because, we got short-term memory, but this is exactly how it was in 2017, 2016. 30 days on market, 15 days on market is normal.
So I would like to see this same environment. And we know in the fourth quarter of every year, typically the market begins to slow because of holidays. Basically, once kids go back to school, we start to see the market slow down, right? But we also get an opportunity to see people get into homes in a very reasonable way. It's some of the most joyous times in our careers because the person who didn't have a home now has a home they can celebrate and have a family over Thanksgiving, Christmas, and that type of thing. And sometimes there's not a lot under the tree, but what you got to recognize is the tree is in the house that we own. Right? I remember, with our family, I come from a family of 4, and my mom and dad were saving to build a home. And the house that they bought was like 1970s.
They did a new build?
Yeah. From the ground up.
Oh, that was back in the 70s, though. That's right. You old. I forgot.
No.
Sorry.
They bought the house we were in 1976.
I'm sorry.
I believe it was. And then they bought... You're stupid, bro.
I'm sorry.
And then they were saving for this house that was... Eventually, they built it in 1987.
Wow.
So I remember them not having a lot of gifts under the tree. But before that even happened, my parents, we would have family dinners and they talked about, hey, we're getting ready to build a house. We're getting ready to move out of here. Right. Of course, I didn't want to. I was going to leave my friends. We're going to move out of here. We're going to just set ourselves up for long-term wealth.
See, that was a good lesson for you, too. What did that teach you?
So I had no idea that they were teaching me how to be disciplined, number one, because you can forego the things that you want to end up grabbing something, or obtaining something that you need. So let's dial it back on these other things that we're spending money on, invest that money, put it in another spot to where when we buy a home, I can remember because the house was supposed to be in one location and the plans fell through somehow, but then the location that they found, which is ended up in Catlett, and I remember
what's it called?
Catlett, Catlatt.
Oh, there's a Catlick.
Catlett.
Oh.
I get Catlick all the time. There's not a joke.
But that's crazy because I grew up on Catskill. So we basically the same person.
Right. I got a better beard. But
wow. Okay, so it's coming out.
That's what I get for Jonah. Right?
Yeah.
But I remember our parents driving us out to the location and the trees, and it was just this one little road, and it opened up into this kind of this clearing. And they said that's where the house is going to be, and y'all will have all this yard, and the property goes all the way back. And I'm like, really? I was like, I grew up on sidewalks riding my bike and popping wheelies. Wasn't no more riding bikes on the sidewalk and popping wheelies in the street. It was none of that. But it taught me that short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain, man. And it impacted me to the degree of I've never known anything else but home ownership. So I was born into home ownership. When I turned 21, I bought a condo. But a few years later, I bought the townhouse, and then I ended up buying a single family home with my wife. But that's I've lived it. So I try to share that and try to give these people, which we call the next generation of homeowners, we do our best to give them that experience. Because your son will never know anything else but home ownership.
Nah, he bougie.
Hey, listen.
He only eat organic.
But that's the way, because his daddy work hard, his mom work hard, right?
I be like, babe, get a boy some Cheerio, get a boy some Honey Nut. No, it's only organic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whatever. I go sell some more houses. Okay.
That's what it is.
Yes, baby.
What would be your real estate tip of the day, right? If you could give the people, because we're talking to potential buyers, we're talking to existing home buyers, but if you can give them a tip, some short
real estate tip. One thing I would say, if you're looking to sell your home, staging is one of the best dollars that you could spend if you're looking to sell. If you're putting your property on the market, you only get one chance to make a first impression, and you want to make sure that your house is appealing. Is appealing to
have your house in order.
You got to get your house in order. You got to get it. That's my uncle. You got to get your house in order, because buyers gonna walk in, and I'll tell you this, and I don't care if you guys think this is sexist or not. Women make the decisions when it comes to which house you're gonna buy.
Say it again.
Women make the decisions when it comes to which house you walk in there with your wife, and she don't like it, you're not buying it. It's not going to happen. And women are very visual. It needs to look good. It needs to smell good. And don't use them cookies and cream.
Let me say something. I don't know that that's sexist enough. I think, and we're in a different society, which I think is soft anyway, that we don't want to say what really is. I think that's a straight up fact.
You're talking about another podcast right here, brother.
Right. If my wife, the house I live in is the one I'm in because it was the one my wife wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
At first, I didn't want nothing to do with it because it was priced. It was priced out of where I felt most comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw the numbers, I was like, "Oh, well, actually, we can make this work." And it was a neighborhood I really wanted to be in anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it felt the way that she wanted. It looked, and she could get her vision. She could actually execute her vision. Bro, I was like, if that's what you want, okay, make it happen.
Yeah, because God forbid you live in the house for 30 years and your wife every day. I didn't want this house anyway. I didn't even like. Oh God, look, that's why I say staging is very, very important. You want to touch up the little things here and there, and I think as we own our house for a while, we own our homes, we start to go blind to some of the imperfections, and that's again why it's good to have a real estate agent who can come in with a distance.
Hold on, what?
As a disinterested third party, who can say, "Yo, y'all gonna fix that? Oh yeah, we're gonna fix." Yeah, I would say maybe want to touch this up, might want to touch that up, but staging, man, that's my real estate tip of the day. Get staging; it's worth it.
So, would that require you to actually do it and give your tips, or do you have a person that you know?
Well, there's all different types. You can do full staging. You can do partial staging, right? Where you just have a staging company come in, and then there's also just repositioning of the furniture. A lot of times, if you're on a budget and you say, "Look, I ain't trying to drop, whatever it costs to do the staging," you can say, "Look, I'm just going to do." Maybe the stager comes in and just advises on how to reposition it so that it flows better.
Got it.
Then you have the partial stage where they come in and they're just going to do, items here and there, and they're going to bring some of their stuff and still use your furniture as well. And then you got the full stage, especially on vacant houses. If you're not living there no more, it's really good to just bring a full stage in there because people need to be able to see themselves in your home.
Yeah.
If they see your furniture, your pictures, your old beat up lazy boy, they still got lazy boys.
I don't.
You got an old lazy boy, don't you? Stinky lazy boy.
It ain't stinky, but I actually did. Instead of a regular rocking chair for our daughter, my wife was like, "Oh, I want to be comfortable, so we can get a lazy boy."
That's sweet. Your daughter's nice. She's so pretty.
I used to be knocked out in that.
She's so pretty. Your daughter's so sweet.
I appreciate it.
She don't look nothing like you.
She look. All right.
That was a setup.
Hey, my wife is beautiful.
That was a setup.
So she gets.
I set you up. You walk right into that.
She get her pretty from her mom.
You give me your real estate tip of the day from the lending perspective.
Lender side of real estate tip of the day. I'm not gonna be general. I'm gonna be specific. Make sure your credit is in the best position possible.
Say that again.
Make sure your credit is in the best position possible.
So how do you do? Okay, my credit is at a 580. What do I do?
So if your credit is in the position of 580, we got to establish a couple of things. Number one, you can't be afraid of taking the step to really discover the truth about what's on your credit report.
Okay.
Right? You know, I'm saying not you as in you, but people know whether they're paying their bills or not, right? So let's just keep it like, we say keep it a buck, we keep it 100, like whatever. Like, let's just be real about it. You know you're not really paying things on time. Okay, fine. But you have a goal, you have an end goal of buying a house.
Right.
So, okay, let's just be real about what it is laid on the table. All right, credit's 580. Number one, you are eligible for financing with a 580 credit score. But it's not the best of financing, but it's there.
Right.
It's there.
So what do you need at 580?
What do you need? What do you mean? What do you need?
The requirements to get in.
Oh, 3.5% down payment. It's an FHA loan.
3.5?
That's
it.
It
was 10.
No, 579 down to 500 is 10%.
Oh.
Yep. But if you're a veteran, you can actually get a VA loan and still not have to put down a down payment.
So you can sign up for the military and then quit and then be like,
no, sir.
We think outside of the box here on the Real Estate Wire. Okay. I'm trying to think of all the options. You feel me?
But let's so somebody comes to me with a 580 credit score. I'm gonna be like, look, number one, I'm not gonna treat you like you got a 580 credit score or make you feel any worse than what you probably.
So you're not gonna laugh at them on them?
Nah, not a bit.
Because everybody runs into situations. Life happens.
My credit was beat at 20-something years old. Like I didn't know how to do it.
Right.
So the people that have a 580 credit score, unless something tragically happened, they just simply don't know how to do it. Nobody's ever showed them how to do it.
Okay.
So again, my focal point is, because you sent me the video and said, I get right to the point, right? Because we both long-winded. Make sure your credit is in order. So at 580 credit score, look, I'm going to do a full analysis, free of charge, tell you exactly what you need to do to be able to clean up the items. And if you have any potential score improvement, my systems will tell me and tell us. So the basic practical steps. Number one, have a credit monitoring system. Definitely use Credit Karma, right? But know that the Credit Karma score compared to your real mortgage score, Credit Karma usually about 30 points higher than where your real mortgage score is going to be.
Credit Karma is usually higher than what it really is.
Correct. Oh. There's different credit repositories, different credit scoring systems, but Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, whatever, those are the ones that can give you the information to help you monitor what's being added to your report and being taken off your report.
You said repository. That's a big word.
I flunked out of college one time. Oh. So have that Credit Karma app on your phone, monitor it that way. Sometimes your credit cards will give you free access to your credit scores. So use that. And then secondly, if you do engage in a conversation with me, then let's look at the credit report. I do the analysis. I'll give you the steps to make sure that your credit can improve. And then, but I can tell you this, I look in any one of these cameras, 100% guaranteed. If I give you the plan, it'll 100% guaranteed that it'll work. So if I can get you from a 580 and the scores can go to 640, and that 640 puts you in the realm of lending where you can get a down payment assistance program or a better mortgage loan, I'm going to get you there. So all the way to the front door, exact to the point, make sure your credit is important, taken care of, because without the credit, man, ain't no house. Without the money,
you can have a whole bunch of money and no credit.
Unless you're buying cash.
But vice versa, you can have good credit and not a lot of money, right?
Correct. And still buy a house. good credit can take you a lot further than a lot of things can in this business.
Wow.
Because when underwriters look at the information, that can be a compensating factor sometimes. Like, the higher the credit score, the lower the risk.
Ah, right. Because the best predictor of future behavior is past behavior.
Go ahead and talk about it.
I think that leads us to our next and last topic. Real estate hot. We should do like this. We should say real estate hot, and then we both together say or not.
No, that's kind of like Men on Film and
that's tight.
in Living Color. No.
It's tight. Trust me, it's gonna work. All right, so
I'll try it.
Run it. You ready?
How you want to do it?
I'm gonna say real estate hot, and then you say, and then together we say
or not.
Yeah, that's right. All right, here we go. So next we're gonna go. We building this plane as we fly it. People, trust your bizoy. Here we go. So next we're gonna go to our topic: real estate hot or not.
That actually was like hated it.
That's tight.
It's
gonna come together on when you listen back. You be like, oh, that's tight. We need.
It felt like David Allen Greer and Damon Wayans though.
Yeah, no, we are David Allen Greer. I'm Damon. You the other guy. Nobody knows the other guy.
No, we do know David Allen Greer because he actually he's still working. He was on Blackish, wasn't he?
Blackish? Oh,
and Damon got a lot of competition because he got Kim, Sean, Marlon.
I think Damon behind the scenes though. He's doing a lot behind the sines now. A lot of production.
Real talk was like super funny. Damon Wayans used to have.
I know. Because
he
was the one that he came out first, right? On Living Color.
So he was the major one.
Yeah.
So Keenan was the mastermind behind it, but Damon was the one.
Yeah. When he got everybody in, he broke the door down for all of them.
Yeah.
They got a sister too, and she's
Kim.
Weak. Yeah. She's weak. She was on that show. What was that show with LL Cool J? Cool in the house. In the house. It was called In the House. Yeah.
What had me geeking was he was in the SW1. Sean was up on the thing as a DJ. On the turntables. You remember?
I'm not as old as you. That's what I'm trying.
You do remember In Living Color. Don't do it. But he was up on the turntables. Ain't wasn't no cables hanging from the turntables or nothing. You weren't playing nothing, dude.
Oh, you thinking about?
And his dance was whack behind the turntables or whatever.
So real estate hot or not? Refrigerator magnets.
Trifling. I can't do it.
What about real estate swag? Keychains, stuff like that.
It's good, but you got to have good stuff though. Because here's what I know: when I go to like different seminars or I set up a booth and I have a bunch of swag and realtors, there could be 100% realtor convention. There will be, if there's 1,000 realtors in the room, there will be 500 to 600 realtors that are just coming to the table looking to grab some candy. They might grab a flyer. They're going to grab the sanitizer. They just really here to put a bunch of stuff in their bag. Yeah, they put stuff in their bag. But that's actually one of the things that I've really thought about over the years of what type of swag that actually can be created that will
refrigerator magnets
generate business.
You need to get on a refrigerator magnet.
Let me tell you a quick story about a refrigerator.
Tell me a quick story. Oh, you got a refrigerator magnet story?
But it's not a real estate. It's not from a lender. Okay. It's actually from
tell me
this company in our area called Paramount Home Services, and they do pretty much everything, right? Clean your carpets, do your dryer air vents or whatever. And I was like, they said we had our carpets cleaned when we bought the house in 2017. They sent us a thank you card, magnet on in the card or whatever. We put it up on the freezer that's outside in the garage on our deep freezer, right? And 2017. 2018 go by. About 2 years ago, I had a bird in my dryer vent. Oh, birds be
loving dryer vents, dog.
Well, he died that day.
You killed the bird?
Man, I killed birds, mice, snakes, whatever. Listen, I've been given dominion and authority over every single thing.
You are a savage.
Whatever. You in the spot, stay outside. Don't be coming here with my family. You little black bird, whatever. So
you protect your family against a black bird.
I beat him with a dustpan.
That's racist.
He flew. Racist. Hey, my hand-eye coordination was nice because he flew back, got him,
caught him.
Anyway, but to keep the birds from coming into the vent, I had to call somebody. And I didn't know, so found out that this same company would do dryer vent protection or whatever. And I called him, but I was like, man, what the heck is this number? And I remember visually, like, I've seen we got a magnet around here somewhere. I searched the whole house, found it on the side of the on the deep freezer.
Okay.
Called them, they came out the next day, and it was straight. So, do they work? Yeah, it works.
Mm-hmm.
But the backstory of it is, it takes like 3-4 years, I think, from sometimes we give a magnet and somebody refers to it.
Right.
So, does it have value? Yeah. Do you buy them? Sometimes with the NFL schedule and stuff on it?
I don't. I mean, one guy in my neighborhood, who I take over my neighborhood, but he drops jars of jam every year. Just got a jar of jam. But it's smart because, one, we don't really eat jam like that.
Do you eat it?
We're not jam eaters per se. I feel like eating jam is kind of corny just because of the word jam.
A good peanut butter. I like jam versus jelly.
Oh, jam versus jelly, yeah, for sure. That jam is hot, jelly is not. I think it's just about the ability to spread it. I'm lazy, and I like a good spreadable.
Take your knife, hit it like this.
See, that's too much work.
No, it's not.
No, it's a lot of work.
Take your knife and hit it.
Let me show you what you do with jam. You
turn it like that, and then you spread it this evening.
With jam, you just go, you spread it. You hear that sound effect? We need to add sound effects to the show. I'm going to add sound effects after this.
My OCD won't let me just put it on the bread and it got to be systematic, bro.
It got to be evenly spread throughout
ain't
the entire
nothing like a perfect peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Ain't nothing like I ain't had a PB. But let me tell you the hack for PB&J. You got to toast the bread.
Oh, hey, bro. Hey, look.
You feel me? You got to toast the bread. You toast the bread on your PB&J? Nobody going to touch it.
A light toast on it?
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, I'm going to give a shout out to my boy, Stevie.
Oh, your boy, you got a PB&J guy?
Listen. No. But, when you're young, you're broke, right? So
sure.
We come home from work, and we work at Navy Federal. We come home we would carpool, and I went to his house, and he's like, man, I'm starving. He's like, you hungry? Yeah, I'm hungry. So he's like, we can make some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, right? He said, let me show you how my dad taught me. Oh. They mix the peanut butter and jelly together.
Oh.
And then spread that concoction on the bread.
Concoction.
Exactly. Well, I tell you, I don't know if it's because I was starving, or I don't know what it was, but that joint was banging. Now, I've tried it once or twice. It ain't taste the same.
Yeah. Ask me about the real estate hot or not. We're building this plane as we flying it. Episode 1.
So you want me to?
The real estate wire.
I ask you about real estate hot or not.
Okay.
Then you had to tell me what to do. Open houses, hot or not?
Open houses, hot or not? I'm going to say not.
What was my answer?
I didn't ask you.
Why?
Because you're not a real estate agent. You don't be doing about it.
So you said what? Not?
We're going to go back and forth with the real estate hot or not.
I ain't showing up. I don't like them.
Okay, long story short. Long story a little bit less long.
Might mean to cut you off, though.
I didn't mean to cut you off. It's like this. I could spend 6 hours, 4 hours, whatever, at your open house.
Yeah.
Sitting there waiting. Or I could be spending that whole 4 hours looking for buyers and sellers for your house. Which one would you prefer? And that's how I put it. Now, I will say this. From the real estate perspective, open houses are good for real estate agents because we get to market to the neighborhood. We get to make our presence known in that neighborhood. And if you're a new agent, it's a really good way to dominate a neighborhood by just doing open houses to get your book of business up. But as far as it selling the actual home, rarely, very rarely, I won't say very rarely, I'll just say rarely, does someone from an open house buy the house at the open house or from the open house. More than likely, they're going to have their own real estate agent. They will have seen the property online or as a result of the marketing from that real estate agent. But 90% of the time, open houses are really just for real estate agents. They're not for selling the house. So I'm going to say not.
Broker opens
again.
They're kind of the same thing, right?
They're pretty good. I mean,
that's agents coming in previewing, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I was first starting real estate and I was broke, I used to just go to brokers open just for the food, just to like eat. I remember, man, I'd be like, yo, they having the brokers open. Let's go get some sandwiches. We go get some. I ain't got nobody.
Because you was new in the business.
I just go there for the food. Now, again, the brokers open, the open houses, they are for, and I'm just telling you as a consumer, they're really just for agents, man. They're just for agents to brand and market. They don't typically actually, they're not the, but they're, most homeowners believe that the open house is the most important part of selling their house. They go, oh man, you're going to do an open house? I can do 5 open houses. But that's not what selling the house actually entails. It is good for brokers and agents and stuff to market themselves, but it's not the most important thing when coming to sell the house. The most important thing when you're selling your home is the price.
Okay.
This is all homeowner controlled, by the way. It's the price, the condition of the home, and really the market. The market's not as much as the price and the condition. Because I can do 8 open houses. If the house is trash and it's beat up and it's ugly and it's stink and you got clothes everywhere and it's not, nice looking, nobody going to buy it no matter how many open houses you do.
For sure. So
I'm going to say not.
So what about the refrigerator magnets?
Refrigerator magnets, I'm going to say hot. I'm going to say hot.
Hot or hot mess?
Hot. No, not hot mess. No, hot, period.
I don't even know if my answer is hot or not, but
you said not. I think it's hot because it's like a little mini commercial. Anytime somebody look at that, like I told you, the dude who sells the jam in my neighborhood for Long and Foster, I'm not going to say what his name is, because this is the real estate wire, and I'm not branding anybody else.
But you know it. But you can see his face.
I don't know his face. I know his name.
No, I'm saying, but like
it's brand recognition.
But what I'm saying is, like, you got the jam. You remember what the first jar of jam looked like.
Yep.
You remember whatever his face was on the card.
It's a touch. It's basically him saying hi, which is, to me, that's dope. Refrigerator magnets, like you found that company with a refrigerator magnet. I think it's hot because most people are not going to throw away a magnet. Like who throws away? Unless you just hate the person, you're like, oh, screw that guy. But
I'd be throwing away though.
No, I mean, I
had a bunch of.
We're in the business, of course. You're like, make it a bit. But for most people, they're like, oh, magnet. Oh yeah. So I think it's hot. I think anything that you can do to put yourself in front of the consumer, your clientele, your potential clients, I think it's hot.
So, in my area, they do a lot of pies. I see people doing the pies and stuff.
Oh yeah, because you in Virginia, where? Repping up?
Don't be hating because we got smooth roads and clean air. And green
Wow.
Look, I came out this morning, and our lawn care company, they put the manure and stuff. They're preparing for the fall stuff.
Your manure?
You better fall back.
I'm asking the question. The people want to know.
There's a lot of farmland.
Oh, okay.
The rural area, but I guess they locally sourcing the manure. So
yeah. Okay.
The grass be green and
they give out pies.
Yeah, man. Like cow pies. No, but it's all everybody's getting the Costco pies, the big old pies. What do you say?
I threw you off for that with cow pie.
Yeah, you did. I'm surprised you know about what that is, though.
No, I know what it is. Anyway, I remember the school in the country.
Real estate swag. What type of real estate swag would you actually invest in that you think people would use? And here's the thing. Yes, you want it to be a commercial for you, a commercial that keeps playing and you don't have to do anything for it. But ultimately, you want it to generate some sort of business.
Real estate swag, I would say, I don't know the technical name for it, but what's those coffee mugs? The coffee mugs you can take in your car? I don't know what they call them.
Oh, I mean,
the thermostat. Yeah, but it ain't a not a thermostat, but
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The little coffee,
the Yeti one, the Yeti joint.
Yeah, I think that's hot. Anything that got your name on it, is hot.
Okay. So you with the swag?
I'm with it, man. Put your name on everything. Put your name on everything, dog. Underwear.
Which brings me to shout out to my boy Jonathan.
You got an underwear guy?
I actually have a clothing line. I got it. My boy is a manufacturer.
Yeah, who did the Coach Marcus hoodies? That's fresh.
My boy Nick from Triple Time Tees, he did these.
Oh.
I think I'm getting ready to take this to a different space because what my vision was in terms of swag was, yes, I want to be able to give like closing gifts, but I actually want to wear the things that or want to produce swag with my logo and things on it for the things that I wear. So like, I meant the socks, hats. I wear hoodies.
Yeah, you need to give me some of those hoodies for when we close clients, man.
I got you.
Yeah, you give one to Janice.
Who?
Janice.
Oh, that's right.
Send her a hoodie, man.
I'm with that.
Yay.
I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, we put a whole box together. I give him a box.
What you gonna provide the cardboard?
Huh?
You gonna provide the cardboard for the box? You gonna just pay shipping? What you gonna do?
I already got boxes. I made boxes with my face on them, so people will
for real?
remember. Yeah, I got boxes.
I need to see that.
Put the box. Give me a couple hoodies, small, medium, large, and I put them in the box.
You want all 3 sizes?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Give me like a couple.
I'm gonna make that happen.
You got some girl joints, like girl size?
The girls normally have like the tapered in the middle, and then they have the
I mean,
V-neck.
girls be wearing the big joints now anyway, so pause. It's all good. They
No.
they like all sizes. Pause. Can you grow up?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
You need to grow up.
I'm trying because you be hitting me with.
I am not affiliated with this.
You slipping them. You slipping them in.
Just saying, like, yeah, they like all sizes.
But look, but that's why
Small,
we work.
medium, and
That's why we work well together because
Small
like,
for you.
and maybe Real Estate Wire,
Mm.
like, because we Joan, right?
I don't be John.
If y'all see our text message
I
thread,
say facts.
it's some stupid stuff.
I say
stuff on there.
facts. All facts.
Man,
Well, this comes to the end of the show.
sound like Bill Cosby.
I'll tell you something else with the gold and the jello pudding. Oh. We're coming to the end of the show,
Oh
folks.
boy! Wow.
Marcus, tell them where they can find you.
At Mortgage Coach Marcus on IG, Facebook. I do have a Twitter. There's some not syllables, consonants or vowels missing in that. I just did a TikTok, but I don't really.
You're not on TikTok?
I have one, but I haven't done.
You don't
anything with
TikTok?
it. Bro. I'm just now figuring out how to do reels on.
You don't know how to dance?
No, I don't. That's my brother Michael. I'm the athlete and the business mind of the
Your
family.
brother's name is Michael, and you're Marcus.
And I have
Another brother named
Mitchell.
Wow.
And my sister, what's her name?
Michelle.
Close, Misha.
Ah. You have very creative parents. So you're the successful brother.
All 4 of us are successful in different ways.
that's dope.
I'm the business brain.
See, you're a good brother because you didn't throw your other siblings under the bus. I throw my sibling under the bus all the time.
Look out.
I'm the winner of the thing. I'm just we'll edit that out. I'm Dan the Realtor. You can find me on all platforms, danwheelersaleshomes.com. On IG, Dan Wheeler Sells Homes. On TikTok, Dan Wheeler Sells Homes. And on Facebook,
Did you
Dan
say
Wheeler
TikTok?
Sells Homes. TikTok. On the TikTok.
We're going to talk about the social media thing
The TikTok.
on the next one.
Well, this will be there. We'll all be there. Appreciate you guys. If you can, when you have a second, like, share, and put a comment at the bottom of our podcast.
Yep.
We really appreciate it. It helps us to push this podcast forward and really help homeowners and home buyers to know, about the market and to understand what's going on in today's market. This is the Real Estate Wire. We are out.